A few days ago, we laid to rest Eric Garner, the latest black man to be killed by the police. And the response from the African American community has been the same since Trayvon Martin last year, Oscar Grant a few years ago, Shawn Bell a few years before that, um, Amadou Diallo. I can count off the names, even Michael Griffith. I mean, we've been doing the same thing since Emmett Till, actually. Every time a black person is murdered by a white person, a white police officer, or a white person, the black people go out and march and protest. And marching and protesting, I mean, it's cathartic, but it doesn't, it's not a constructive action. I mean, the slogans, no justice, no police, when we look at the end of the day, all you have to say is no justice, man, please. I mean, it's the same thing over and over and over again. The textbook definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing and expecting a different result. We've been marching and protesting police brutality for over 50 years, and all the result is always the same. Police officers get off with not guilty verdicts. Um, the white individuals, if they are not police officers, still get off with not guilty verdicts in court. Um, this approach is clearly obsolete, and it's not effective in helping African Americans receive justice. All it does is really is cathartic. It makes people feel better, but it is not constructive action. African Americans, we really need to take constructive action. This approach that we're doing hasn't worked. I mean, we keep doing it in the hopes that it'll work. It's not going to work. We need to and walk away from these civil rights leaders and their obsolete approaches to civil rights and take a new approach. Personally, I believe it's time for something with a more economic approach. I feel that the reason why people don't value African Americans is because we, at the end of the marches and at the end of the rallies, they know where the money's going to be still going. I mean, in America, America's a business, and in business, people follow the money. And the flow of African American dollars at the end of every protest, every march, and every rally, from Emmett Till to Trayvon Martin to um, Eric Garner, has remained the same. I mean, in 2 or 3 months from now, what's going to happen? Not even 2 or 3 months from now. In about 30 days, what's going to happen is after this whole brouhaha over Eric Garner, what's going to happen is we're going to have back to school sales. And at those back to school sales, we're going to have Air Jordans on sale. We're going to have $200, $300 jeans. And every black person is going to want to look good. They're going to want to look good for the first day of school so they can get their bus pass. And that's going to be it. And what that message is going to send to corporate America and people who have economic power is I don't have to take black people seriously. And the reason why I don't have to take black people seriously is because the flow of money is going to remain the same no matter what happens. No matter how many black men get killed, no matter how many black men wind up in prison, the flow of money is still going to remain the same. And African Americans, they just don't understand that if you want change, you're going to have to change your approach to doing things. I mean, if you really want serious change, you're going to have to start working on changing the flow of your money. When the big problem is African Americans, we go out and march and protest, but then we go out and go to the exact same after the rally, after the march, after the protest, we head to the foreign-owned jeans and sneaker store or the foreign-owned grocery store to continue buying the exact same products from the exact same people. So those people don't have to take you seriously, and they don't have to take anything you say seriously because they're watching your actions, and your actions are telling them, hey, you don't care. You don't care about anything. If you really wanted change, you would stop buying these products in these areas and you start participating in group economics and helping African American businessmen um, build economic power. The problem is that at the end of the rally, nobody heads to the black-owned bookstore, to the black-owned business, or to the black online business like I own. Nobody ever heads to those type of businesses to make a statement that they are truly going to want to make change. I mean, the big problem with black people is we protest, we go to these slogans, we go to these rallies, we buy the t-shirts, we hold up the signs, but at the end of the day, we go back and we send these people a message that it's okay to brutalize us, it's okay to beat us up, it's okay to racially profile us. And that's when you don't actively flex your economic muscles, all you do is send a message to racists that it's okay to continue with the approaches that they have applied over the past 40 or 50 years. I mean, the saddest part is most African Americans can't connect these dots, and they can't critically think to understand that you need group economics to make an impact, and you need to stop shopping in these shopping districts like the one Eric Garner was killed in. I mean, the big problem is that we go there and we continue to shop in these areas, not making a statement saying that I'm not going to be safe here. I have to fear store owners racially profiling me, and I have to fear police officers that may attack me. And that's my reason for not going to shop. That's a way African Americans could help fight against this type of make a protest, but African Americans don't have the backbone, the character, or the resolve to make the type of statement. I mean, most African Americans, again, in 30 days are going to be headed to that foreign-owned jeans and sneaker store to buy those Air Jordans for the first day of school, or just because the new ones are going to be coming out because it's fall, so they're going to want to buy the new fall fashion. So they don't have that backbone or that type of resolve to make that type of commitment and say, look, I'm not going to go buy these sneakers, I'm not going to buy these clothes, I'm not going to make this fashion statement, I'm going to make a political statement regarding my community. I'm going to start participating in group economics, I'm going to start participating, but African Americans aren't going to do that. What they're going to do is, like I said before, head over to those stores and try to look as fly as they possibly can for that first day of school. I mean, black people have an opportunity to make a real statement, but they're not going to do it. And that's why and some of them I think are going to just say, F Eric Garner, forget him, I want my sneakers. That's what's going to happen. And for all this protesting and all this rallying, it'll just be another black man to add to the statistics of black men who were killed by police. And it's a sad thing to see. I mean, we can do something about this, but black people are just too scared or just too lazy to do so. I mean, group economics is the only way to stop this type of behavior. I mean, let's look at this historically. It is the only way that it has stopped this behavior. When we had the Montgomery bus boycott 50, 60 years ago, it crippled that town's economic system. And it crippled it so bad that not even their court orders could make it change. Because when they saw that when people saw the power of the black dollar, they had to start letting blacks ride on the bus, because the bus was what allowed money to flow into Montgomery, Alabama. Those buses were were part of the trade and the commerce system. And when black people didn't go into the shopping districts, when they were carpooling and stuff, they weren't going into the shopping districts. They weren't shopping in the white businesses. It was a strategic attack, economic attack that literally crippled that town and crippled its economic system. And the only way that it was the only way that people understood the power of the black dollar and the power of the black community. But we don't ever think to do anything like this or to apply this type of approach. I mean, I thought about this approach and I've thought about doing this type of approach since the Rodney King verdict, but nobody wants to hear from a guy like me. They want to hear from guys like Al Sharpton and these other guys with these obsolete approaches to civil rights. And we really need it. Black people, we really need a different approach to civil rights. We need a total, new revolutionary approach to civil rights. And that new approach is group economics. That's all I have to say for this video. Comment, rate, and subscribe.